It was just about a year ago that Springfield Armory introduced the Echelon to the world and raised the bar for the duty-sized striker-fired handguns. Hey there, this is just an opinion, and I'm taking the first look at the brand new Echelon model, the Echelon Comp 4.5F, to be exact, from Springfield Armory. My thanks to the folks at Springfield Armory for sending me this new Echelon so that I could do this review. The newest version of the Echelon has all the same innovative features that challenge the handgun market with what a duty pistol should be, and it adds an integrated compensator by way of a specially cut gas port at the muzzle. The purpose of this ported barrel is to reduce the effects of recoil to the shooter. Specifically, muzzle rise should be reduced. This allows you to get back on target faster for follow-up shot. It's also common for the felt recoil to be reduced. The other specs of the Echelon haven't changed, but here's a quick review of those key numbers. This 9mm striker-fired handgun has a polymer frame and a machined steel slide with melanite finish. The barrel's 4.5 inches long and is forged steel, also finished in melanite. The gun's 8 inches long overall, 5.5 inches tall, and it weighs 23.9 ounces. At the widest point, it's just 1.2 inches wide. The Echelon is fully ambidextrous out of the box. One of the nicest features of the Echelon is that it has, like many Springfield pistols, the excellent U-dot sights. And in places where your rights have not been infringed, it comes with 2 magazines, a 17-round and an extended 20-round. And of course, it has the innovative Echelon variable interface system for direct compatibility with most popular optics. No adapter plates needed. The Echelon is a modular pistol design where the central operating group can be removed and placed in alternate grip frames for maximum customization. The MSRP for the Echelon Comp is $749. Okay, so the whole purpose of the ported barrel is to reduce the effects of recoil to the shooter, hopefully by decreasing the muzzle rise. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the first shots with the new Echelon compensated. Features the ported barrel and accommodating port in the slide as well. Everything else exactly the same. Just now we have some compensation out front via that port. So I just want to get a feel for, the Echelon. I haven't shot one in a little bit, and get a feel for my sight picture and all that. And I'm going to use my favorite target downrange. So I got that little mini Vital Zone TA target downrange. We'll start out with it. Well, it definitely feels good. Feels like an Echelon. Whether or not I can feel the result of the port or not at this point, in terms of reduction in recoil, which is the purpose of it, I'm not quite sure. It definitely is flat and it's definitely soft, but I did bring the regular Echelon with me so I can shoot a few through that and make a comparison. Okay, I'm going to spread things out around the rest of the TA target array downrange. See how I can do. This Echelon, of course, has the U-dot sights. One of my very favorite sight configurations on a handgun. I really like it.
Whoops. Man, these darn bullets go exactly where I point them every time, instead of where I want them to go. Don't you hate that? All right, I think I'm hitting it and it's not moving. Let's go over here. No. I'm obviously off by a little bit. I'm either low or high. I think I'm low, judging by some of the nicks on the bottom of these plates. So I'm trying to work that out. Okay, regular Echelon. It's the one I've had for a long time, non-ported. So I'm gonna put a magazine through this one for reference and then shoot the ported one right behind it and see how much I perceive in terms of recoil reduction. I mean, I have to say the Echelon is a pretty flat shooting gun anyway. So the more power you have, the hotter your ammo, the more you're gonna benefit from a ported gun. A little bit, not noticing a whole lot, a little bit. That also could very well just be because I am so tough and strong that recoil means absolutely nothing to me. So, you know, there's that. Like all Echelons, it is a fully ambidextrous gun. It has an ambidextrous magazine release and an ambidextrous slide stop slide release, which functions beautifully to drop that slide. Well, I am noticing some flatness there. Yeah, boy, with those 3-shot bursts, I really could tell how flat it was. I mean, that front sight barely lifted at all. That was nice. So I'm going to do the same with the non-ported Echelon. Try 3-shot, that was easy to say. Try 3-shot bursts with it. I have definitely noticed a difference. Yeah, when I do triple tap type shooting, there's a lot more muzzle rise with the non-ported version of the gun, as one would expect. But again, the hotter your load, the more powerful your ammo, the more benefit you get from the port, because there's more power, more gas escaping upward, driving the muzzle down. Okay, so what I'm perceiving is one thing, but it's another thing if I can quantify in some way the difference in recoil ported versus non-ported. So I'm going to use the Mattis X10 device for that. You've seen me use that before. If you haven't, then you need to go back and watch every video I've ever made. So what this device does, if you don't know, is it's basically like an accelerometer, and it's going to record several data associated with live fire. It's going to record muzzle lift. It's going to record time, recovery time. In other words, how long since you break that shot does it take you to get your muzzle back on target. It's going to also show the geometry, like, you know, is the muzzle doing a lot of this, you know, during recoil, and that can help teach you a lot about your grip. The other points are a lot, well, they're all to do with your grip, of course, but some of them, just muzzle lift itself, you know, is a good measure to compare gun to gun. So that's what I'm going to do. I am starting with the non-ported. I'm going to fire 10 shots each. So I've got this set up for the Echelon with the data. I've got the device way out in front, and I'm going to do that on both guns because that's going to be where the muzzle rise is the most noticeable. All right, so I'm going to start and record 10 shots. I tried to keep just a normal cadence because it also records time between shots, and that has to do sometimes with your muzzle, your recovery time and all that. So I'm trying not to have any undue influence on it, and I want what I'm doing to be the same for both guns. Now, let me switch the device over to the other gun, which is real easy to do. I love this Mantis X10 device, in case you haven't seen me loving on it before. I do. So now I got it on the Echelon in the same position. Everything else should be the same. Start the recording and fire 10 shots. It looks like there is a recordable, tangible, scientific difference between the two. And again, I was doing my best to shoot them both the same way, same type grip, same hold. I'm not trying to favor one. I'm not trying to let one fly and the other not. I'm not trying to BS you on the test. You know, so I try to just shoot my normal grip, my normal stance and everything for both guns. So, all right, looks like even with, and I'm shooting Federal 115 grain ball, so it's not super hot stuff, just over-the-counter ammo. But it looks like even with that, there is a noticeable difference.
So let's take a look at the numbers that I recorded with the Mantis X when I compared the non-ported Echelon to the new Echelon Comp. For the purposes of this test, I'm only focusing on average muzzle rise. Recovery time is also a factor, but since the shooter can greatly influence those numbers and I wasn't really testing for that, we won't focus on it. The regular Echelon, without the compensator, had an average muzzle rise of 9.72 degrees over 10 shots. The Echelon Comp, using the same ammo, had an average muzzle rise of 8.08 degrees in 10 shots. That is a measurable difference, and I was able to feel the effect of the Comp when shooting. Typically, the hotter the ammo, the bigger the benefit. For a long time, the naysayers against ported barrels cited the increased muzzle flash as a negative byproduct of the ports, saying that they would either impact the shooter's night vision or give away their location. Okay, so we're not snipers with handguns in some strange Hollywood movie, so let's ignore the gives away your location argument. As far as the muzzle flash of a compensated handgun, yes, it does exist, and you can see it even in daylight when you're shooting. But I've never had it really distract me. And it would be fun to do a test in near dark conditions, but my theory is that it's really a non-issue, especially if you're hyper-focused on an immediate threat. Now that just about every handgun is made to be optics ready in some form or another, I think porting is one of the next trends that we're going to be seeing as manufacturers try to keep us interested. I can hopefully answer one main question for you. Echelon Comp is not a gimmick, it does make a measurable difference. But like every option, it's up to you to decide if that difference is important to you. I do plan to do a head-to-head comparison soon between some new ported barrel handguns like this Echelon and maybe the M&P Carry Comp. The Echelon was a favorite of mine immediately, and the ported barrel only adds to its long list of great features. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You can really support this channel and help me keep content flowing by hitting like and being a subscriber. I'm on Patreon if you want to support me that way. Look down in the description of this video and you'll see several discount codes and affiliate links. You can save significant money on products that I use and recommend. And if you think this video was especially helpful to you, or you just want to say thanks, there's a button for that right down below the video. It's called YouTube Thank. And it's like leaving a tip if you think you got good service. This is just an opinion. Thanks for watching.